Hi guys, it's PferdPlays here. Today I thought we would start doing our sandbox world. I'm very excited to just jump in and start creating dinosaurs that I want to make and kind of not be restricted by the map layout. Create some pretty enclosures, pretty landscapes and things like that. See what other kind of, I guess, just scenery and decorations that we can play around with. What kind of other dinosaurs we get, because we haven't really touched into the carnivores and things like that. So I'm really excited to just start playing, and I hope you guys are excited to watch. So thanks for tuning in, and let's jump right in. Welcome guys to the sandbox world. So yeah, I think I just got to a point where I felt like the campaign I'd done enough, and I just wanted to start my own. When I did start this, it was night cycle, so I just built my little arrival point, added some trees, and then I built the control center, the science center, and the expedition center, just to get them done while I was doing something in the dark. But I picked the tropical land just because I like the hills, the lagoon here going into the sea, and yeah, and I've picked the square mode just because I find when building, I just prefer the squares. I think for this one, typically if I do my sandbox, I usually either do it as like fenced enclosures, so like your herbivores and your carnivores, your land animals, or I'll do a lagoon, or I'll do an aviary. I think for this one, we'll see how it goes, but my thoughts, maybe if I just get one lagoon, one aviary, and the rest to be kind of land animals, then we'll see how it goes, because I want to try and get as much as I can out of this first one. So to start, I've just built a basic path. I've done a little fountain here. I might add some statues around here as well. And then I think, so my plan is to have all the kind of, so if I go to the site map, it's quite large. But just have a quick spin around, you can see it's quite a big map. So I'm thinking down here is where I'm going to have all the kind of like facility buildings, you know, things that the guests aren't going to want to see, and then the rest of the map can just be the rest of the enclosures. So to start, I just built this, and then I'm thinking what we can do is maybe branch off here, and perhaps we could do some kind of guest things. You know, like some shops, a little toilet, just some basics. So let's try and get as perfectly straight as I can. So if we build off here, this is where we could put some of the guest things to start with. And then we could have our first enclosure kind of round here, I'm thinking. I don't want to spread out too far. I think to start with, we'll stay quite near to the arrival base and then branch up. So let me just check how big these are. So they get a bit bigger as well once you get the mediums and the large. So let's do a couple more. And then this is where we could sort of plan our first. I'm very particular with straight lines, so it very much gets to me if things aren't parallel and perpendicular to one another. So this, we do it like that. Then this could be where we put our first enclosure around here, and then all the guest things here, and then again we could build outwards. So I'm trying to stay out of this kind of section. We don't end up with too much. It's usually things like power stations, the way you add more and more as you go. So we don't need it too big, because we'll still dot ranger posts and maintenance facilities around. It's just these kind of buildings that I kind of want out the way. It's easier to click when I need them as well, knowing whereabouts they are. So yeah, I think this could be a nice start. I think the first thing we need to do is hire some scientists. So maybe if we go research and look at the dig sites to see what kind of things we want to build first. We want something semi-impressive, but you know, we're not aiming too high right at the start. Thinking maybe on the last episode, we were on the campaign and they wanted us to do the giants, so I kind of want to stay away from these for now. Oh, they're cool. The top row is usually your easier ones, but we could mix. I'm thinking we could get, you know how much I love a struddy? I do love a struddy. So I'm thinking we could possibly aim for that. And then we could look at some carnivores as well. Yeah, these are going to be a while, but we could get some little that is cool. I don't think I've seen that one before. But yeah, for now, we've got to get him at some point. It's terrifying. Maybe we could go for these. We can get some struddies and oh my god, so the Struthiamimus, the Pachycephalosaurus, and the Orthoomnus, honest to god. Why didn't they just make dinosaurs simpler named, honestly? And then maybe some of these, because hopefully they could like live together. That one gets us quite a few. I'm gonna go with this one first. So we need 5 and 1. So let's find someone that's got some high logistics. You have got some good genetics and some good welfare. I kinda want, I presume, the further you go into the game and the more sort of scientists you get, I think the better you get. But this could be a good one just because he reduces the cost of research, so he could be someone good throughout. He would end up having to be a welfare because he hasn't got many skills in the rest. But he's a good one to consider. But this one also does, and he has a bit better stats. Not as good for the welfare as this guy, but he has 4 and he has 5. And he starts with quite good. So I'm thinking maybe we'll hire Owen. He moved often as a child and loved learning about prehistoric sites. He jumped at the chance to work closely with the world's largest living beings. I think we'll hire Owen. He could be the first one. And then we need another. You have got a lot of welfare, but we do need logistics. Not a lot right now. He does have 2, and he does have 5. Increases welfare potential. See, to me that's just boring. I want speed and I want cheaper. I think whilst we have a bunch of money, let's just refresh. So here we go. Task time, research. This could be a good because he's got 2 and everything, and he's got potential to earn. We could get Jackson. And Jackson began his career at the company straight out of university. His love of dinosaurs began at home, where there were many paleontology books. Jackson was a champion go-kart racer as a kid. Wow, well done, Jackson. Let's hire Jackson. And then what else did we need? So we need another 1. Shouldn't be too bad. Let's see if we can get one that's got 1, but maybe something good in other areas. Another reduce the cost, but he hasn't got very good max. This guy's got, he could max out genetics quite well. See, that's a bit boring for me, veterinary tasks. That's not gonna hopefully come in too useful, really. And then salary, I'm fine with salary if they see, this is a good one. She's got terrible genetics and welfare, but she has got the potential to have really good logistics. We could hire Anna. I think Anna could be a good one for now. And I just saw Potter there. I've been watching the Harry Potters at the moment, so that caught my eye. Wrong one. Dig sites. So let's get faster research and cheaper research, so that'll be good. And then cheap expeditions, I guess. So we'll get that. and then hopefully start building our first park. How close have I built this? Because obviously we're going to want viewing galleries and things, so let me just start by placing this down here so we know when we go to build the enclosure. Perfect. So let's, I think, get straight out. We got this could be a good one because then we're getting 2. Doesn't bring the cost of the time down too quick. Maybe we could look to see if there's a faster expeditions or a positive influence. I can't refresh anytime soon. Never mind. Let's just get them on the go. So cheaper, and it'll just how much? Sure, everyone can go for it for now. So, in the meantime, let's build an enclosure. I also realised, just I watch other content creators, the delivery zone, I ignored that during the campaigns and I kept building a hatchery because I didn't want to miss the animation when they come out. But I saw that using these, it's obviously a lot cheaper, but you still get the animations of them being released. So I think obviously for the first one we're going to have to build a hatchery, but from then on we could just use one of these. Anyway, let's start by getting the fences in. So if we start around here, gives us some space to get any galleries and things like that. Yeah, I know we're not on profit. Bruh, we just opened. I'm gonna do a fairly good sized one with the hope that in future we can add more dinosaurs into it. So we don't, it'll be a lot for the struddies to start with, but going forward we can add more in. This is what bugs me, because that is definitely not, either my paths aren't correct or the fences aren't correct. But either way. So if we do, how big would that be? Maybe a little bigger. So they sort of latch, which makes us think. Oh, well, we'll get that on the go straight away. Oh, nice. Get some money. Right. So these are all the chickens. Maybe we get chickens first. Who knows? Right, it's gotta be you guys. Let's do one more. And then, because I'm also, the thing is with building the parks is I know that I'm gonna want tour rides and things like that. Okay, site map. That'll be plenty of space to add either some aviaries, a lagoon, another enclosure, who knows. So there we are. Get rid of that bit. And then we're gonna need a gate. Let's put our gate kind of around the side here. And then for this one we are gonna need a hatchery. How big's that compared to this one? Seems the smaller one. I'm thinking of putting the hatchery perhaps maybe over here. Not allowed, why not? So just because you're clashing at the gate. Maybe here. Next to the gate. And right. And then we are gonna need to put the viewing galleries in. So what are we thinking? Maybe obstructed by small electric fence. Yeah, I should hope so. Oh, we could pick off different viewing galleries. Let's have a look. I am a sucker for some wood. But I think if they were real, obviously they're real. Oh, we could do like a little house. I like the little house. Let's go with the little house. This night cycle is crazy. Not allowed. How come? I'm thinking if we build there, get another one. Hopefully it stays as the same. Right, and then here, and just as we go. Oh, there's our strategies. So perhaps get back on the expedition map, because then we can kind of do both. We'll wait and see what other fossils we get. So you can sort of see those black outlines. How far will this one go? Because you just know it is sod's law that they will start walking around in there. But I feel like one on each side is sufficient. And later down the line, you can, I mean, we didn't play around too much, but I'm sure you can get, yeah, viewing platforms. So that we can get pretty soon, to be fair. So then you can fill in those middle gaps. So let's build this going round. I just want a little bit further. And thanks for informing me. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, still getting used to this camera, guys. Sorry. Maybe like there. But yeah, as I was saying before, I got distracted, which happens often. When I tend to build, I try to take into account that I'm gonna be building tour rides. I'm gonna have to put in things like the viewing galleries, so I try to create a bit more space, knowing that. Because the amount of times where I'm like, oh, I've got to build a tour ride or a monorail or something like that, and it's me then shuffling everything around. It's a bit of a pest. That's an ugly corner. I'm not happy with that corner, to be perfectly honest. There we go. Bit better. And then hook this up. So yeah, so I create quite a bit of space, so then we can fit any other things that we need down sort of on the inside. The only exception is when I build the carnivores. So when you build the carnivores, they have kind of like an aggro radius. Have I used a different path? At what point did I change the path? Oh, it's because I used standard. Right, replace on. So yeah, the carnivores will have like a lock on, so if it can see anything nearby, then the more aggressive they are, the more likely they will break out to try and eat our guests. So I usually always build with this kind of gap for that reason. But the difference is when I'm building a herbivore pen that they tend to not care, I'll build on the inside of these. So if I build, I don't know, like a toilet, I'll build it on this side. When I do the carnivores, I build them on the opposite side. It just tends to give, right, that is not the same amount of gap. Is that, how much is that going to bother me? It's going to bother me a lot, you know. It's gonna wind me up quite significantly. but it doesn't need to be perfect. Does it? Does it? What are we thinking? That is very much not straight. Right, just don't look at it. Don't look at it, preferred. Don't look at it. So that's all connected. We do need... I do this all the time. What? Oh, what have I done now? What? Oh, you just need... So, thank you for that, because you're literally proving what I was about to say. I want research of power. 6. I will gladly hire another scientist, because yeah, it just costs so much money that like, I don't really pay attention to my... Oh, these are good. Extraction. I don't pay attention to my money to start with. I'll just build, and then realize I'm bankrupt, and I'm like, oh no. But one thing that doesn't help is the cost of power. Incubation, cost of research. I kind of wanted faster. Expeditions. Do I risk it? Okay, positive influence could be good though, because that'll... Ah, here we go. And you've... Oh, you're a nice one. You're a good one. Yeah. How do I pronounce your name? Sion? You've got potential for good things and faster expeditions. That's exactly what I wanted. See if there's anyone else, but you, my gal. So Sion is making up for lost time after a period of working in finance. She jumped at the chance to work closely with the world's largest living beings, very similar. And she runs a popular online blog about her job. You know what? I imagine working in finance is not as exciting. So I don't blame you. So let's get this on the go and get that done. Expedition, that site being completely done. So could get her on here. Can she go on her own? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So I think what I'm going to focus on is building up the first kind of park, getting some things in together. We'll get staff at the centre, and then just building up the park. I'll try and make it look semi-pretty as I go, but I'm thinking down the line what I'll do is an episode where I just make the park pretty, so people that don't particularly care about the decor things don't have to watch it. And those that do get a full episode of just me making the park pretty, like straightening out that line, adding some just decoration and things like that. But for now, let's get this working. So we're gonna build our first small power station. So let's build it over here. Get it as straight as I can. And then build this. And then we can do this. This. Get a little substation. Connect that. And then hopefully that should connect up, obviously, once I create a path. Right, let's put the facility path on, extend that out. That is definitely not straight, but it's a facility path. I'm not as particular about that right now.
We have added
Yay! Right.
are magnificent.
You only found one. Okay. That's fine. So we'll get the dream team on that. We are going to have to research a staffing centre because the amount of times I have forgot and then I can't give them a break. Oh, perfect. Sure, you can do that for now. It's happened more times than I care for. So, in the meantime, let's make this look a bit better. I'm thinking... So all of them are going to want water. Do I do it down the middle? What if we do sort of a pig pond here? A big pond here. And then if we increase... What happens if I put deep water? Does it... Let's not do that. Let's just get normal water, because I don't know how it affects them. And then... sort of connect them up a bit. Like that. And then, whilst we have the time... I know I said I wasn't going to make it pretty. But... can't make it completely ugly, can we? You can change the slope. I am tempted on one of these to maybe at the back raise the land and try and create some of them waterfalls. We're not going to do that yet, but something that I definitely want to work towards. So just sort of whoosh, whoosh. Hopefully that'll be plenty of water, and then we'll wait and see what we've got first before. It looks like it's going to be our fuzzy little chickens to start with. I hope these get on well with the struddies. Dislikes, hypercut. Okay, so they get on pretty well with everything else. They particularly like these. But I'm hoping that means them and the struddies will live quite happily. They need some cover, some wetlands, some water, some ground fruit. And we have no info on them yet. So this is Sandbox. I haven't changed any of the settings itself, other than the only thing I changed was infinite genes on. So that I'm gonna have to edit this. So that when it comes to modifying the dinosaurs, we have a bit more kind of creativity with it. Right, let's try and just get this to look at least a little better. Comes down like that. I don't want it from. I'm tempted to even just do it like this. I just follow the path there. Then just connect it so I don't have to edit it completely, but enough that, oh no, enough that satisfies me somewhat, so that I stop staring at it. As much as that annoys me, makes me a lot happier, to be honest. I think I can live with this bit, kinda, as well. So, if we go from here, this is where the game likes to sort of latch too much for my liking. Oh, I do that so often. Not that any of them can even escape from there, but there we are. Right, that'll satisfy me a bit more. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was. Right, oh, sell. 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 Right. Ooh, oh, okay. Any more struddies? Let's get our struddies first. And then some of these. So, does it matter? Get the dream team on it. And then let's see if they have enough to build. We can get this staff center in. Then we just have to kinda, doesn't matter where it goes, but I'm thinking maybe opposite. Perfect. That'll do. We want the facility and we'll connect it. There we go. So we do have a staff center. It also means we can train up our people from the get-go. So our park, I don't believe, is it open? It is for some reason open. I didn't realize I'd opened it. Perhaps it just done that automatically. So in the meantime, I'm thinking get the dinos in first. And then, right, I think it's gonna have to be our chickens. Let's mix these up. We could actually have a look at that trait, see what we could get. Is that they don't typically have any negative. Obviously, you've got to unlock these as you go, so you got to research them. So, for instance, if you go in, you have all of these. Some of them you can just get straight away. Other ones are locked. Usually, it's the kind of ones that you care about as well. Like strong and defensive used to be quite, but it seems that a lot of them are just unlockable, which is quite interesting. Not sure if that was just a setting that I put on or if that is genuinely how it should be. But right, anyway, let's stop chatting. Let's get some chickens. So I do need more research. So let's go. Did see a 5 there. Genetic increase. Bruh, I want cheap. Positive influence, decrease time. So this could be one, but you've got nothing, sir. Reduces the cost of expedition, so you're another expedition boy. No. Oh, can't even refresh. I'm gonna have to take this guy. Minori. It's gonna have to be. So let's synthesize dinosaur. Let's get some cute little chickens. Do this on your own, to be fair. We'll get you doing that. I always have to check. Yeah, obviously I put it the right way because I've connected a path. So again, I keep wanting to do scenery. I'm like, oh, wouldn't it look so good if we put some lights down here? But for now, let us just focus on. So, what kind of toilets do we want? They look kind of nice. They're fine. That looks bougie. I'm thinking kind of this one. I think this is a nice one. And we'll put that quite close. Because if it's me, I always need a wee. All the time.
Yeah, for when you gotta go, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, exactly that. I don't know why you're being sarcastic about that. Emergency shelter. I think we'll just go with this nice book standard one. Put these kind of opposite one another. You got any snoggy comments? No? None? Excellent. Let's have a look at our eggs. Wow, we got a lot of eggs. Okay, so my favorite color is green, so you're staying green unless... Oh, but he has got a cool green neck. Ho, ho, ho. I kind of want... They're all pretty cool. What's the coolest looking male? Oh, well, it's obviously you. Yeah, I think this is going to be our male. And then the rest can stay as females because their desired population is 6 and they don't mind what makeup they have. Right. Let's get you guys on the task. Take 3 minutes. And then, did we have more fossils that I've missed? Just the little endo. We could, but I might as well wait for that. Right, yeah, I know you need power, don't worry about it. Chill. So let's get some shopping. I'm thinking of putting it on the toilet side. It seems a bit ominous putting it right next to the emergency cellars. So we got this one. I think it looks a bit boring personally. This one, which I think looks cool. It kind of goes with the tropical theme, you know, the thatch. I do like that. I'm partial to wood, as I've already mentioned. And we already used the houses in the other one. So should we go with the thatch one? I think the thatch one could be a good one. So let's do this one here. So that is shopping. We're gonna just, for the time being, deactivate everything because we aren't really gonna guess. And then we're gonna match. I'm gonna leave a bit of a gap so that when we inevitably make them into medium, we have the space. So we have a drinks, and then we have a food. So, you know what? My park's already open. Let us just power this up.
We have detected power outages across the site.
No, you
Available personnel,
haven't.
Please respond.
Kind of want this here. And then let's try and make these pylons look. They're kind of like the
Ladies and gentlemen,
connect.
our restroom
That
is
connected?
now open to use for whenever
They're kind of like the
you
monorail where
call.
they just there's no way of looking them pretty, making them look pretty. What? Oh god, maintenance. Yeah, okay. Right, maintenance facility. Let's get one of these down here from the get-go. We can put you... I don't want to put you at this side, to be honest. I'm not sure what my logic is, but
Ladies and gentlemen, our
I kind of want you to be
weather
able to drive out a bit easier.
hurricane threat level has been raised.
What? Did I say hurricane threat level? You better be lying to me. Right, and then maintenance post. Ugh. Get one there. And then try and push this as far over as we can. One there. And then irritatingly. Oh, this is so frustrating. One there. One there. This one on the outside. Right. Yous are gonna be busy, and it serves you right. Right, maintenance team 1. Add task. You. And you. And you. And then maintenance team 2. There we are. We do need a ranger facility as well, whilst we're here. So let's get a response facility. Oh, please don't be a storm. Please just be a bit of wind. I think just this one. Not in profit, I'm aware. And that I knew it. I'm just going to pause you for now, because it's a bit annoying. Right. Let's put you on this very not straight line. Maybe I just kind of want you near the where you need to be, really. Let's go here. Build a path. Technically you are a facility. I'll allow it. Get some power. I'm gonna put it this side. Right, let's open this. Open all shelters. Press play. I mean, at least the storm's happening now. I'm not gonna release my dinos while that happens, because they're just gonna get stressed out. So let's place. Can you go in though? water. Genuinely. Wow. Right, I think this will cover most of the dinosaurs. So, Ranger Team 1, add task. This is your place. Oh, that's little islands. To be fair, I'm not against that. And then Capture Team 1, similarly, this is for you. Be fun watching them try to drive out there. Can you reach it? Hopefully. Right, can we just speed this along, please? Right. It's still raining, but the storm's over. So let us let out our first dinos. Ah, look at that. Ah, that was the meal.
The ornithomimus, or bird mimic, has a remarkably large brain for its size.
Oh.
The areas dedicated to movement and coordination are especially well developed, fitting for a dinosaur that can reach such impressive speeds. It makes you wonder if bird brain is as savage an insult as some might think.
Cool. Nice. Right. Let's see what our birdies want. So these can be the birds, the other ones can be our chickens. They want some cover. Cover. I think there's one that's cover and wetland. They want wetland. They want some wetland. So I'm thinking of combining them. Right, I'm thinking around the edge. I know that they aren't there yet. Let's turn that radius up a little around here. A bit more here. Right. So they just need a wander. But they will need some ground fruit, some ground leaf. Ground leaf, tall leaf.
The hurricane has now passed.
Ground fruit, ground fiber, tall fruit, tall fiber.
Normal activity.
Might not be a bad one to have later down the line. Does have ground fruit. So let us, don't want to block off too much. So let's put this kind of down here in the corner. Wrap it in. And then we can have a bit more over here. This will be good later when we'll put some more dinos in that'll want all this stuff. So put that around there. And then they want some ground leaf. That I can do. Ground leaf. Just dot around.
The dinosaurs are really no different from us when it comes to their emotional states. Comfortable dinosaurs are content dinosaurs, and content dinosaurs are more likely to thrive.
Indeed. There we go. And then the wetland. You just need to keep walking, guys. You just need to keep walking. So, I do kind of want to add a bit of button cover. If we had some little trees over here. Got a few more down there. Bit over here. Right, missing wetland. You're not. It's just over here, guys. You just gotta walk around a bit more. Right, they're pretty happy. Excellent. Our little chickens. Ah, oh, look at them. What a stud. Excellent. So, oh, it's blocking off. It's a little bit. Do that. Like I said, that'll do. I just want to try and get as much in as we can for them. I think that might be a good point to cut now. We don't want the episode getting too long, but it's been nice to build our own kind of sandbox world and control it a bit better than we have been on the campaign. I think what I'll do is for the first few episodes, I'll just build it how it is, and then like I said, we might have an episode dedicated purely to just making the park look pretty and, you know, editing it up and decorating it and things like that. But I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I'll catch you in the next one.